It's the Galaxy S24 Ultra versus the Galaxy S23 Ultra, and should you upgrade? No. All right, come back. Come on. All right, hold on. There's more to the video than that. It is very difficult, though. It is very difficult if you own an S23 Ultra, even with the $750. Even with the carrier credits, you can get like $1,000. But understand that carrier stuff, right? That's not free and clear. If you use Verizon for a year or something like that, or Verizon I think is $800. But if you go to AT&T and a year from now, you say, yeah, I don't want AT&T anymore, or whatever, then the rest of that money comes due. So it's a bill credit over 36 months or whatever it is. So understand that there's economics behind how they can offer you $1,000 for like a Note 7 or something like that. It's because they're trying to keep you on the network. So don't think that's free money that you just get. But at the same time, even with those incentives, it is very, very difficult to recommend giving up an S23 Ultra for an S24 Ultra. Now, here's the conversation though. If you own neither of these, which is the one that you should pick up? And that is more interesting. And I think the prices on these, I haven't seen a lot of drop yet. Some drop. But in the coming months, especially, there's people who are going to trade in this for this. There's companies that are going to buy this in bulk or trade these in, and it's not going to even make a difference to them. So those are devices that you want to get. Amazon renewed. I think Samsung has a renewed program as well, whatever it happens to be. Links for all this stuff will be in the description. It does help the channel, by the way. On the S24 Ultra, if you want to go ahead and get one, you can still get the $150 Best Buy gift card, which does help out. But you're going to get a lot of prime examples of this device that were kept in a case, that were well maintained, that the batteries don't have a lot of cycles on them for $650, $700 in the next 2 months or so, roughly. That's usually what happens, okay? And that's a significant discount, a significant haircut on the $1,300 that you're paying for the S24 Ultra. Now, the S24 Ultra has advantages. Titanium. Doesn't make it a whole lot lighter, though. That's what I thought the titanium on the iPhone Pro Max made that device pocketable. It made it significantly lighter than the iPhone 14 Pro Max. So I was expecting a similar drop in grams between these two, but it's really not. When you pick them up, I don't know what it is. Maybe the Victus 3, whatever it is they got on here now, or Armor, Victus Armor, is heavier or something. I have no idea. But it's about roughly the same. I think it's maybe a couple grams less, but it's not anything significant that you're going to notice in the hand, which I thought was weird. So that's something to consider. So the titanium build is nice, but it really doesn't help that much. Plus, you might like the aesthetic of this a little bit better. I do like the colors over here, but that's a different story for a different day. Spec-wise, you're not going to really notice anything right now. Performance-wise, these are still both excellent. The thing over here is that you're going to get now. Listen, Samsung might bring it back. They might not bring it back. But over here, you got the regular always-on display experience, and over here you have the new one. Now, when this updates to 6.1, I don't know if you're going to have that or not. They might switch everything over to this always-on display experience. But you are getting a lot of the performance that you would get over here, because we're not really tasking the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 yet, and now we're already on to the Gen 3. This still has ray tracing, still has a few other things that you're going to experience now going forward in the next few years with games and stuff like that, that you're going to enjoy a lot of the enhancements of this device still coming up that you're going to get over here as well. Here's the thing. 7 years of software support. How long do you keep your phone? Is it 4 or 5 years? Well, then this is where you're going to make the investment, because you spread that out over however many years and the cost goes down on this. If you budget $250 a year for your phone and you keep this for 5 years, well, then that pays for you. Whereas over here it doesn't, because you're going to lose support. So that's something that you could consider. Display brightness, I understand it's better over here. Right now, I'm not seeing that. They have some software things to work through as far as the vibrancy on this display is concerned. I'm sure they'll work it out, but right now they haven't. I could say I'm sure all they want, but that might be a conscious decision from Samsung, and they're not going to make it as vibrant as this one. So if you like that vibrant, punchy Samsung display, then the S23 Ultra is the device that you're going to consider. Performance-wise, like I said, not a big deal. They did up the battery a little bit. You're still getting 7.5 hours of screen on time, was my experience over here on the S23 Ultra, versus like pushing 9 now on the S24 Ultra. I'm finally getting the experience that everybody else seems to get on these devices with battery life. I am really experiencing excellent battery life on the S24 Ultra. Really great. Camera stuff, are you losing the zoom? Yes, Samsung claims that the 10x zoom is going to be composited with AI and stuff like that to make it even better. then the 10x optical, yet to be seen. If you're a photographer and that versatility is important to you, then maybe the S23 Ultra 10x zoom is important for something that you want. Otherwise, RAM-wise, storage-wise, spec-wise, a lot of this stuff, you're kind of in the same boat. This is getting One UI 6.1. This is getting a lot of the AI optimizations. How long they're going to be before you have to pay for it, I don't know. But that's going to be a problem on both of these devices. It's not like one is getting out of that and the other one's not. Maybe they extend it longer because they feel bad for you on the S24 Ultra. I don't know. But you're going to be able to get a lot of that AI stuff with One UI 6.1 on the S23 Ultra. How they nerf that, I don't know. Eventually, it's going to be coming. The fact that these AI enhancements aren't coming to the S22 Ultra, definitely concerning. Because how long is it going to be before they cut this off? And then you look over here and you're like, well, what is the 7 years of updates? What good is that doing me if over here you can't even get 2 years of the latest and greatest software features and AI features? Great, 7 years of updates, but after year 2, am I going to get the AI stuff that all the new phones are going to have? That's a conversation to be had as well. Apple really only nerfs the stuff at the very end of the cycle. Year 6, year 7 is when they really cut back on features in order to keep performance where it should be. Samsung's not even bothering to do that. Year 2, S22 Ultra, not getting the AI stuff. So definitely a conversation to be had. I am going to lean towards, well, first off, if you own the S23 Ultra, keep your S23 Ultra. Do not be tempted by the latest and greatest. Do not fall into that trap. You're like, oh, I need this. You're going to get 90 to 95% of the experience of this phone for a year or two. After that, like I said, if you're somebody who keeps your device for X amount of years, 5 years, and you're looking to purchase this and you don't want to make another phone choice or phone decision for that amount of time, then it is worth the extra money to get yourself the S24 Ultra. However, if you're not that way, if you're like a lot of us, and 2-3 years down the line you're going to be looking for something else, then this is what you pick up. Because you can pick it up for that $6, $7, $8, maybe it's $800 for a while, okay? Because it's still new, because it's getting a lot of the newer updates. But 3 years down the line, Samsung's going to give you $400 for it, or whatever they've been doing. The Note 9, $400. So that down the line, you get that kind of money, you throw it towards the next one, whatever it happens to be, and you're a happy camper. And I think in the meantime, you're going to be getting a lot of the functionality, the day-to-day functionality. That's the important stuff with these phones. Samsung and these companies and everybody, when they're doing these presentations and everything, they're really giving you the high-end features because that's how they differentiate this stuff, right? AI is changing that a little bit. It's making it more in front of your face type stuff with the note summary and Galaxy AI and stuff like, Galaxy AI, that type of stuff they're making a little bit more in front of your face, so it makes a little bit more of a difference than it used to. But for the most part, day to day, especially with AI in the next couple of years, you're going to be getting a lot of the experience or most of the experience on the S23 Ultra that makes the S24 Ultra really not make that much sense unless you're getting a deal on it, you're getting it through a carrier, you just need the latest and greatest. There's plenty of those people as well. Or you're just getting a phone and you just want a new phone. You walk into the carrier and you're paying like $35 a month. You're like, look, just give me the new one. Give me a blue one. If you're that type of customer, then get the S24 Ultra. If you're a little bit more savvy, if you're looking to save a couple bucks, if you only use your phone for 2 or 3 years anyway, then the S23 Ultra is going to be a very nice solution for you for a good amount of time. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that Steve-licious day.